Imagine a billion-dollar studio reboots one of the most beloved fairy tales of all time. But instead of applause, it's met with outrage, eye rolls, and a social media inferno. The actress cast as the new Snow White calls the original story weird, the prince a stalker, and the entire narrative outdated. The internet goes wild, fans turn on the project, and even Disney starts walking back its own decisions. Welcome to the chaos surrounding Disney's Snow White remake, a story of controversy, casting clashes, and a company caught in the crossfire of modern values and nostalgic storytelling. Stay tuned as we unpack how Rachel Zegler's comments lit the match, why Disney's decisions fanned the flames, and what this tells us about the future of Hollywood's remakes. The casting that shook the internet. Let's rewind to when Disney first announced Rachel Zegler as the new Snow White. Known for her breakout role in West Side Story, Zegler's casting made headlines not just for her talent, but for breaking the mold. Literally, Snow White, famously described as having skin as white as snow, was now going to be played by a Latina actress. The decision was praised by some for its inclusivity, but also criticized by others as Disney rewriting core fairy tale elements. And before long, things escalated far beyond a casting debate, because it wasn't just who they cast. It was what the actress started saying. Rachel Zegler's comments go viral. In a series of interviews, Zegler didn't hold back. She called the original 1937 Snow White story weird, and said the prince was essentially a stalker. Her tone, blunt, confident, maybe a little smug. She declared, "This is not 1937 anymore. The new Snow White is not dreaming of true love." Suddenly, Zegler wasn't just an actress, she became the face of what critics started calling woke Hollywood. Fans of the original film were stunned. Others accused her of disrespecting the legacy of the character that launched Disney's empire. And social media, it exploded. Clips of her interviews were remixed, mocked, and shared across platforms. One even racked up over 11 million views. The backlash wasn't just about a movie anymore. It was about what people felt Hollywood was doing to classic stories, the Hollywood woke war. This controversy isn't happening in a vacuum. It's part of a larger battle brewing in Hollywood between modern progressive ideals and traditional storytelling values. Over the past few years, audiences have started rejecting content they feel is more focused on messaging than magic. From box office bombs to Disney Plus shows that failed to resonate, there's a growing fatigue. People aren't just pushing back, they're tuning out. And Snow White, it became the flashpoint. To critics, this wasn't representation, it was erasure. To supporters, it was empowerment. But somewhere in the middle were millions of people just wondering, can't we just have the story we loved, told beautifully again? Disney backtracks as the backlash intensified. Disney found itself in a PR nightmare. Photos of the seven dwarfs replaced by a diverse lineup of magical people with no relation to the original story drew confusion. Peter Dinklage, who himself criticized the original film for its portrayal of dwarfs, called out the new direction as hypocritical. Soon after, Disney went quiet. The film's release date was pushed back an entire year. The imagery disappeared from promotional materials, and slowly, the studio started doing what many saw as damage control. Suddenly, Rachel Zegler was nowhere to be found in promo circuits. New press photos showed dwarfs replaced by CGI. It was clear, the controversy had become too big to ignore. Rachel Zegler's silence and online retreat, once outspoken and boldly unapologetic, Zegler suddenly and silent, no more interviews, no public statements. Even on social media, she pulled back, limiting comments, restricting content, and carefully curating her online presence. It was a stunning shift for someone who had previously embraced the spotlight, but the damage had been done. Her image, once full of promise, was now tied to one of the most polarizing remakes in Disney history. What this means for Hollywood, the Snow White debacle is more than just a misstep. It's a case study in what happens when corporate storytelling collides with cultural tension. Studios want to evolve, audiences want to escape, and somewhere in the middle, stories get stretched until they snap. Disney has always walked the tightrope between tradition and innovation, but this time, the balance seems off. With rising competition from independent creators, declining box office returns, and audiences becoming more vocal than ever, the rules of engagement have changed. Hollywood can't just slap nostalgia on a script and expect loyalty. People want authenticity, respect for source material, and a little magic, not lectures. Can Snow White be saved? Now the question is, can the Snow White remake still be saved? It's possible. Audiences are forgiving when studios genuinely listen. But it'll take more than reshoots and clever marketing. It'll require humility, better writing, and perhaps letting the original story shine through again, with thoughtful updates instead of total rewrites. The real fairy tale isn't about perfection, it's about redemption. Maybe, just maybe, Disney can find its way back. What do you think? Did Rachel Zegler really go too far? Or is the internet overreacting? Is Disney's Snow White doomed? Or just a reflection of a studio trying to figure out who it's talking to? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe to SpectraShowcase, and tap the bell so you never miss a breakdown of today's biggest entertainment stories. Thanks for watching. And remember, sometimes the drama behind the scenes is better than the movie itself.